Have you ever wondered why some people walk into a room and command respect without saying a word, while others struggle just to be noticed? It's not luck and it's not charisma. They have something far more powerful: habits. Habits that shape perception, build influence, and silently demand respect. Think about it: when someone respects you, they don't just admire you, they trust you, they follow you, they want to be around you. But here's the shocking truth: most people are unknowingly pushing respect away with their daily behaviors. You see, respect isn't something you demand, it's something you cultivate piece by piece, habit by habit. And it all begins with awareness. Ask yourself, what do I do every single day that earns the respect of others or pushes it away? Most people can't answer that. Most people are blind to the invisible forces shaping how others see them. But those who master respect understand one thing: small, consistent actions are more powerful than big gestures. A simple habit repeated over time carries far more weight than a one-time show of brilliance. Let me be clear, this isn't about being loud, flashy, or trying to impress. Respect is earned in quiet moments. It's in the promises you keep, the consistency of your character, and the courage to do the right thing even when no one is watching. Imagine being someone who people automatically turn to for guidance, who others trust with their most valuable resources. Whether it's time, energy, or even emotions, that's not magic, that's habit. Now here's where most people get it wrong. They focus on shortcuts, trying to appear important, getting attention, seeking validation. But true respect comes from depth, not display. It's in the way you listen, the way you respond under pressure, the way you prioritize integrity over instant gratification. These habits are invisible to the casual observer, but they're impossible to ignore for anyone paying attention. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to take you on a journey from the most basic habits that quietly shape how people see you to the advanced actions that make respect inevitable. You'll learn habits that transform your presence, elevate your influence, and create an aura of trustworthiness that people feel the moment you enter a room. By the time we're done, you'll see that respect isn't something you chase, it's something you embody. And here's the promise: if you start applying even a few of these habits consistently, you'll notice it immediately. People will treat you differently, doors will open, conversations will shift, and most importantly, you'll begin to feel a level of self-respect that fuels every interaction. So, are you ready to uncover the 12 habits that can make anyone naturally command respect without forcing it, without trying to impress, and without shortcuts? The very first habit that separates those who earn respect from those who don't is simple, yet almost no one does it: consistently listening. Not just hearing words, but truly listening, the kind that makes people feel seen, understood, and valued. Think about it for a moment. How often do you find yourself thinking about what you're going to say next instead of actually absorbing what someone else is saying? That split-second distraction is costing you respect without you even realizing it. People can sense when you're fully present, and they respect it. Imagine walking into a room and making eye contact, leaning slightly forward, letting the other person finish their thought, asking a clarifying question, and pausing before responding. That pause, the space you give, is louder than any statement you could make. It says, I value, your words matter, your perspective is important. And the more you do this consistently, the more people start seeking your presence. They want to talk to you. They want to collaborate with you. They want to be around someone who doesn't just talk, but truly listens. Let me tell you a story. There was a manager I knew who was brilliant, but overlooked for promotions for years. People liked him, but they didn't trust him. Then one day, he consciously started practicing deep listening. He stopped interrupting. He stopped offering quick solutions. He asked questions and actually remembered the answers. Within months, the dynamic changed. Team members started opening up, colleagues started inviting him into high-stakes projects, and leadership noticed. Respect had been silently building, habit by habit, conversation by conversation. Why does this work? Because respect is about creating psychological safety. When you listen, you signal that the other person matters. You're giving them space to be heard without judgment. That's a habit that cannot be faked, and it's cumulative. Every time you listen with intention, you build a foundation of credibility and trust. Now, here's the subtle but crucial point: listening isn't passive. It's active. It's noticing tone, emotion, body language, and context. It's reflecting back what you hear and validating it. People may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And that feeling felt consistently is respect in action. If you want to command respect, start here. Stop talking over people. Stop rushing to fix or advise. Start listening. Notice the shift in energy. Notice how people respond. This one habit alone sets the stage for everything else. The habits that multiply your influence, your credibility, and your presence. The first step to being respected isn't giving advice or showing expertise, it's being fully present. And when you do that, people can't help but notice. The second habit that separates people who are truly respected from those who are overlooked is one that almost everyone underestimates: keeping your word. Think about it. How many times have you promised something, even a small thing, and then failed to follow through? Every broken promise chips away at trust, and trust is the cornerstone of respect. People respect those who deliver, not those who just talk. Here's the truth: respect doesn't come from what you say, it comes from what you do. Words are cheap. Actions, consistent, reliable actions, are priceless. Imagine a person who always shows up on time, meets deadlines, remembers commitments, and follows through on even the smallest promises. That person becomes someone others can rely on without a second thought. And once people can rely on you, respect becomes automatic. Let me share a story to illustrate this. There was a colleague who was quiet, unassuming, and never the loudest voice in the room. Yet every time they said they would do something, it got done. Every time, without exception. Over the months, this person became the go-to for critical projects. People trusted them with sensitive information, leadership valued their input, and teammates felt secure knowing that commitments were never broken. No flashy speeches, no self-promotion, just a habit of consistently keeping their word. That habit alone made them magnetic in terms of respect. Here's the thing, keeping your word isn't just about big promises. It's about the small ones too. Returning a call, showing up for a meeting, following through on a favor. These tiny acts accumulate over time into a reputation of reliability. And the more reliable you become, the more people naturally defer to you, trust your judgment, and respect your presence. But this habit also requires courage. Sometimes keeping your word means saying no to other things so you can honor your commitments. Sometimes it means admitting when you've made a mistake and correcting it. And sometimes it means resisting the temptation to overpromise. Every time you do this, you silently reinforce the idea your integrity matters more than convenience. Respect is not given. It is earned one action at a time. When people see that your word can be counted on, they feel safe around you. They feel that your presence is consistent, dependable, and honorable. And once that trust is established, influence naturally follows because people naturally want to align with those they can rely on. So if you want to become someone who is respected, start by mastering the say what you mean what you say, and then do it. Small commitments, big integrity. Over time, the habit of keeping your word will make you a person whose respect cannot be questioned. The third habit that instantly earns respect is taking responsibility. No excuses, no blaming, no hiding. Think about the last time someone truly impressed you, not with words, but with how they handled failure, criticism, or mistakes. People naturally respect those who own their actions and their outcomes, even when it's hard. Excuses, avoidance, and blame destroy respect faster than anything else. Here's the truth: life will always throw challenges at you, and people will inevitably make mistakes. The difference between those who earn respect and those who don't is simple. The first group says, "This is on me. What can I do to fix it?" The second group says, "It's not my fault." One response builds trust and credibility. The other destroys it. Imagine a leader faced with a failed project. They could blame their team, the timing, the resources, or circumstances. Most do. But the person who takes responsibility steps forward, acknowledges their part, analyzes what went wrong, and communicates a solution. That's magnetic. That's the type of person others instinctively follow, not because of authority, but because of character. Responsibility creates respect because it shows strength and integrity. Let me tell you a story. A friend of mine was managing a critical client account, and a major mistake happened, one that could have cost the company thousands. Instead of shifting blame, he went directly to the client, admitted the error, explained the steps to correct it, and took full ownership. The client was shocked, but in the best way. Instead of losing trust, they respected him even more. His habit of embracing responsibility had transformed a potential disaster into a reputation-building moment. The key here is consistency. Responsibility isn't just about crises, it's about everyday actions. It's admitting when you don't know something. It's acknowledging when you're late. It's owning your words, your promises, and your impact. Every time you take responsibility, people subconsciously measure your character and respect grows. But there's more. Taking responsibility also empowers you. When you stop blaming, you stop being a victim. You reclaim control over your life and your influence. And here's the irony. People respect control over circumstance far more than charm, talent, or position. So start today. Stop pointing fingers. Stop deflecting. Step into ownership of your actions, your outcomes, and your growth. Make it a habit and watch how people respond. When you take responsibility, respect isn't something you have to demand. It's something people naturally give. The fourth habit that earns unwavering respect is showing humility without weakness. Now, stop for a second and think about the people you admire most. Are they the ones constantly boasting about their achievements, or the ones who quietly let their actions speak while acknowledging others? Respect isn't about being loud. It's about being grounded, confident, and humble at the same time. Humility is not weakness. It's a signal of strength that others instinctively recognize. Here's the truth: people are drawn to those who don't need to prove themselves, yet consistently deliver. They notice someone who can celebrate the team's success rather than monopolize the spotlight. They respect someone who admits when they're wrong, who seeks advice when necessary, and who lifts others without feeling diminished. That is the essence of humble strength, and it is magnetic. Let me share a story. There was a CEO who led a company through unprecedented growth. Despite his immense influence and knowledge, he made it a habit to walk through the office daily, Ask employees how things were going, and genuinely listen to their ideas. When he made a mistake, he openly admitted it. Employees didn't just respect him, they trusted him, followed him, and felt safe taking initiative because they saw humility paired with absolute competence. His habit of balancing confidence with humility created a culture of respect that spread far beyond his presence. Humility works because it builds connection. When you show that you're approachable, that you value input, and that you don't have all the answers, people stop feeling intimidated and start feeling inspired. Respect grows in environments where people feel seen, heard, and acknowledged, not dominated or belittled. But let's be clear, humility isn't about self-deprecation or underestimating yourself. It's about knowing your worth while giving others space to shine. It's about acknowledging that learning never ends and that every person you meet has value to offer. That mindset transforms interactions, strengthens influence, and cements respect naturally. Start practicing this today. Give credit where it's due. Admit your limitations without fear. Seek counsel from others, even if you're the expert. Speak confidently, but listen humbly. The more you practice this habit, the more people will gravitate towards you, trust your judgment, and respect your presence. Respect grows silently, habit by habit. And humility. Humility paired with strength is one of the most powerful accelerators of that growth. Master it, and you'll see influence and admiration rise effortlessly around you. The fifth habit that commands respect is speaking with clarity and purpose. Think about it. How often do people lose respect? Not because they lack knowledge, because they speak vaguely, hesitate, or confuse others with unnecessary words. Words have power. The right words, spoken clearly, intentionally, and without hesitation, can inspire, influence, and earn respect instantly. Conversely, unclear speech breeds doubt and diminishes authority. Here's the truth: people respect those who communicate with confidence and conviction, even when the message is simple. When you speak, every word must count. You don't need to dominate conversations, shout louder than everyone, or showcase your vocabulary. You need precision, purpose, intention. A person who communicates clearly signals that they are thoughtful, prepared, and in control. That alone makes others listen, and respect follows naturally. Let me share a story. A leader I once observed had a team in chaos. Deadlines were slipping and morale was low. Most managers panicked, issuing long emails, countless meetings, and confusing instructions. But this leader called one short meeting, stated the problem clearly, outlined the plan, and assigned responsibilities with precision. No confusion, no frustration. Just clarity. The team executed flawlessly, and the respect for him grew overnight. Not because he was loud, but because he spoke with focus and purpose. Clarity also shows self-respect. When you express yourself intentionally, people sense that you value your own thoughts and time. They notice that you don't waste energy on meaningless words, gossip, or distractions. You command attention because your communication matters. And respect, unlike influence, is rarely earned when people feel their time or intelligence is wasted. This habit isn't just about speaking in public. It's in every interaction. Emails, text messages, casual conversations, meetings, clarity matters everywhere. Before you speak, ask yourself, is this meaningful? Is this necessary? Am I saying this in a way that people can understand and act on? Mastering this habit takes discipline, but the payoff is extraordinary. Start practicing now. Slow down. Think before you speak. Focus on precision and intention. Avoid filler, ambiguity, and hesitation. Over time, people will notice a shift. They will start seeking your perspective, trusting your decisions, and valuing your presence. Clarity transforms communication into influence, and influence breeds respect. When you speak with clarity and purpose, you don't just get heard, you are remembered, trusted, and respected. The sixth habit that instantly elevates respect is mastering self-control, especially in difficult situations. Think about the people you respect most. Are they the ones who explode when things go wrong? Or the ones who remain calm, measured, and composed? True respect is drawn to those who control their emotions even under pressure. When chaos surrounds them, they don't react, they respond. Here's the truth: anyone can react when provoked. That takes no skill, no patience, no courage. But to pause, breathe, and choose a response intentionally, that is strength. People notice it immediately. They respect the calm presence that doesn't waver when others are panicking, the person who holds their ground with dignity, and the one who doesn't let temporary frustration dictate permanent consequences. Self-control isn't just a habit, it's a visible demonstration of character. Let me tell you a story. A colleague was in a high-stakes negotiation where tensions were running sky high. The other party was aggressive, confrontational, and clearly trying to provoke a reaction. Most people would have reacted emotionally, making mistakes that could cost them the deal. But my colleague remained composed. He listened carefully, responded thoughtfully, and maintained a calm tone. The negotiation shifted in his favor, not because of force or manipulation, but because people naturally respect composure. His self-control turned the situation into an advantage. The key here is understanding that respect is built when people feel safe. When you lose control, you create fear, doubt, and unpredictability. When you maintain control, people trust your judgment, value your presence, and feel secure around you. They sense that decisions made in your presence are deliberate, not impulsive. That perception alone multiplies respect. Self-control isn't just about anger. It's about patience, listening before responding, and managing impulses in every interaction. It's about staying present when others are trying to distract or provoke you. Every time you master a moment instead of reacting, you silently reinforce authority and credibility. So start practicing today. Pause before speaking. Breathe when emotions rise. Respond instead of reacting. Observe your impulses and choose the action that builds trust and demonstrates strength. The more consistently you do this, the more people will notice. They will lean into your presence, trust your decisions, and respect your calm authority. Mastering self-control transforms ordinary interactions into opportunities to earn unwavering respect. And remember, those who control themselves control the room. The seventh habit that quietly yet powerfully earns respect is showing genuine appreciation for others. Think about it. How often do people take the time to notice the effort, skill, or presence of those around them? Most people are too focused on themselves. But respect flows to those who make others feel valued, recognized, and seen. Appreciation is not flattery. It's acknowledgement, and it speaks volumes about your character. Here's the truthy. People can sense authenticity immediately. A genuine thank you or recognition of effort creates a ripple effect of trust and admiration. When someone makes an effort and you notice, respect grows, not just for the person receiving the acknowledgement, but for you as the one recognizing it. You signal that you're aware, attentive, and generous with recognition, qualities that are magnetic and rare. Let me share a story. A manager I observed had a small ritual every week. She would personally acknowledge the contributions of her team, highlighting even minor wins. Over time, her team's engagement soared. People started going the extra mile, not because they were forced, but because they felt genuinely seen. Respect for her presence and leadership grew naturally without manipulation or authority. That one habit of showing appreciation transformed ordinary relationships into strong, respectful bonds. Appreciation also demonstrates humility and emotional intelligence. It says, I notice you, I value your time, your effort, and your skills. That simple message is far more powerful than any speech, directive, or authority claim. It creates a culture where respect is mutual. People respect you because you respect them first. But here's the subtle point. Appreciation must be intentional and consistent. Random compliments or superficial praise won't create the same effect. You need to observe, remember, and acknowledge consistently. Even small gestures, thanking someone for their time, acknowledging a job well done, or recognizing effort publicly, compound over time. They build a reputation of awareness, gratitude, and emotional maturity, which commands respect silently but powerfully. So start practicing today. Notice the people around you. Recognize their efforts. Express gratitude not just for results, but for persistence, thoughtfulness, and presence. When done consistently, this habit positions you as someone who uplifts others, inspires loyalty, and naturally earns respect. Remember, respect is not about being superior. It's about lifting others while maintaining your own integrity. Show genuine appreciation, and you'll be surprised how quickly people begin to admire, trust, and follow you. The eighth habit that earns deep, lasting respect is maintaining consistency in character and actions. Think about it. People respect those who are predictable in their integrity, dependable in their decisions, and steady in their behavior. When someone knows what you stand for and sees it reflected in everything you do, they trust you, and trust is the foundation of respect. Here's the truth. Inconsistency erodes respect faster than failure ever could. One day you overpromise, the next day you backtrack. One day you act boldly, the next you shrink from responsibility. People notice these fluctuations, even if you think they don't. Respect is built silently over time, and consistency is the glue that holds it together. Let me share a story. A mentor I once had was known for always showing up in the same way, punctual, prepared, calm, and focused. No matter the circumstances, no matter the pressure, his demeanor and decisions remained steady. People knew what to expect from him, and because of that, they trusted him implicitly. When he spoke, they listened. When he acted, they followed. His consistency made his character visible and undeniable, and with that, respect became automatic. Consistency is also about aligning words with actions. Saying one thing and doing another destroys credibility instantly. But when you align your values, your promises, and your behavior, people perceive authenticity. They respect authenticity more than talent, position, or charm. That alignment communicates strength of character without saying a word. This habit extends beyond the workplace. It's in friendships, family, and community. Being consistent in how you treat people, how you honor commitments, and how you react to challenges sends a clear message you are reliable, trustworthy, and principled. And once people feel that certainty about you, respect naturally follows. Start practicing now. Be deliberate about your actions. Make your promises thoughtfully and keep them. Align your words with your behavior day after day. Notice the subtle shifts in how people respond. They will lean on your presence, seek your advice, and value your input because they know you are steady and dependable. Remember, respect isn't earned in moments of brilliance. It's earned in moments of consistency. People may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel through your steady, reliable, and principled actions. Now we arrive at the final stretch, the habits that elevate respect from strong to unshakable. Habits 9 through 12 aren't just behaviors. They are principles that define your presence, your influence, and how people perceive you. Master these and respect becomes inevitable. The ninth habit is exercising courage in your convictions. People naturally respect those who stand firm for what they believe, even when it's unpopular. This isn't about stubbornness, it's about integrity. Speaking up for what's right, defending your values, and making difficult decisions demonstrates strength of character. Courage is magnetic. It draws respect because people sense that you are principled, not pliable. The 10th habit is demonstrating empathy without compromising your standards. Respect grows when people feel understood. Listen deeply, acknowledge emotions, and respond thoughtfully, but never at the expense of your principles. Empathy shows strength, not weakness. It creates connection, trust, and admiration, while maintaining the authority that commands respect. The 11th habit is investing in your growth and knowledge. People respect those who are always learning, improving, and striving to become better. Growth signals ambition, discipline, and vision. When you bring knowledge, insight, and skill to every situation, others recognize your dedication, and respect follows naturally. Those who stop learning lose influence, while those who grow continuously earn it exponentially. Finally, the 12th habit is leading by example. Words are powerful, but actions are undeniable. People follow those who demonstrate the behaviors they preach. Showing accountability, integrity, humility, and courage in your own life silently inspires respect. Leadership isn't a title, it's a habit. When you consistently act in alignment with your values, others can't help but admire, trust, and respect you. Think about the impact of mastering all 12 habits. You become someone whose presence commands attention, whose words carry weight, and whose actions inspire trust. People seek your guidance, value your judgment, and respect your character, not because you demanded it, but because you embodied it. These habits are not fleeting tactics, they are a way of life. They start small, listening, keeping your word, showing humility. But when practiced consistently, they compound into a magnetic force that draws respect effortlessly. Every choice, every action, every interaction becomes an opportunity to reinforce these habits. So start today. Commit to building these 12 habits one step at a time. Watch how your influence grows, how your relationships strengthen, and how people naturally give the respect you deserve. Remember, respect isn't demanded. It's earned silently, consistently, and powerfully through habit. Master it, live it, and watch the transformation unfold before your eyes.